Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Brazilian prodigy Vitor Roque as Barca plan to sign the teenage wonderkid for 45 million euros and could delay his arrival until January. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, in this episode, we are going to be talking about Fiorentina midfielder Sofyan Amrabat as Barcelona coaches agree on the 26-year-old Serie A midfielder as the pivot plan B. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. It is no secret that Barcelona have their sights fixed on Atletico Paranaense wonderkid Vitor Roque heading into the summer transfer window. Reports earlier this week indicated that an agreement had been reached to sign the 18-year-old striker in a 40 million euro deal. However, Fabrizio Romano dismissed those claims, stating that there was nothing agreed, but negotiations were ongoing between the two clubs. Now, though, Roger Torello of Mundo Deportivo has come up with a fresh update on the matter, stating that Barcelona intend to sign Vitor Roque this summer, no matter what. However, his arrival might be delayed depending on the financial fair play situation at the club. The Blaugrana sports management and head coach Xavi Hernandez are convinced that the 18-year-old is the ideal candidate to cover for and eventually replace Robert Lewandowski as the main striker at the club. However, the top priority for the La Liga champions heading into the summer is the signing of a new pivot midfielder, an interior midfielder, a left winger in case Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres are sold, and also a right back. Once these positions are being addressed and there are player exits, opening up enough fair play margin, Barca will consider signing and incorporating Vitor Roque this summer itself. However, in case there is not enough margin, Barcelona will sign the 18-year-old so as to avoid the risk of losing him to a different club, but let him stay on loan at Atletico Paranaense until the January transfer window. The report states that Barca expect the operation to be worth around 35 million euro fixed plus 10 million euros in variables, taking the total cost of the deal to 45 million euros. Furthermore, it is claimed that the 18-year-old would be on a salary worth around 3 million euro per year. The Catalan Giants believe that such an arrangement could win over Atletico as they would get to keep Vitor Roque for the final stages of the 2023 season, meaning he could be involved in the latter phase of the Copa Libertadores. It would also allow time for Barcelona to sort out their financial fair play situation and bring in Vitor Roque in the winter. Of course, there were a lot of rumors these past few days claiming that Barca have completed the signing of Vitor Roque, that the agreement was already fully agreed. And as it stands, those reports have been refused by ever-reliable Fabrizio Romano, who said nothing have been agreed yet. But Barca have a big plan. They want to buy the player by all means, and if they know that registration will be big problems, then they will have to just buy him and loan him to Atletico Paranaense, the very club he plays in. Then when Barca have sorted out everything that they need to sort out in order to ensure that they comply with the financial fair play, then from there they can bring back the player in the January transfer window. But nothing have been concluded on that. But I think that's a plan that Barca are planning to do. Of course, we know that we have been linked with this guy for such a long time, as Barca look to add a new striker as backup to Robert Lewandowski, who currently has no other backup, which we definitely need a backup in that role. And Xavi Hernandez have said it multiple times that signing a striker is one of the priorities that he has. Of course, the first priority for Xavi, as he have said, is a new pivot, also an interior midfielder, and also a striker. Then if those areas have been sorted out, then from there he can start thinking about bringing in a new right back, bringing in a new left winger, and so on and so forth. But as it stands right now, Barca have not even kickstarted something in the transfer window. They are still doing interest. They are still showing interest in multiple players. Nothing have been agreed with any player apart from Athletic Club Bilbao defender Inigo Martinez, who will be joining Barcelona as a free agent. Of course, coming to strengthen the centre back role, of course, which means we'll have a very solid defensive department in our club. But apart from that, there are still a lot of transfer operations that Barca are still planning to make, and of course, especially from the new pivot, which is a priority. Nothing have been concluded on that as it stands. So talking about Vitor Roque, the player really wants to come. He has been making it clear in many interviews that he is ready as things stand to play for a big club like Barca, as it has always been a dream for him since childhood. So let's see how it goes for Barca, if actually they will go with a plan of signing him and loaning him there, then bringing him maybe in the winter transfer window. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, FC Barca are in a precarious position now, with Sergio Busquets leaving the club at the end of the month. The club are desperate to find a new defensive midfielder in the market. They are looking to sign a younger option who can prove to be a long-term replacement for the Spaniard. They have no shortage of candidates either, with the likes of Martin Zubimendi, Joshua Kimmich, and Ruben Neves being linked with a move to the Camp Nou. However, Barca have been met with a straight refusal from Bayern over the pursuit of Joshua Kimmich, while Zubimendi is likely to cost a fortune. With that in mind, Barca have decided they will go after Sofyan Amrabat if they fail to come up with a viable option in the transfer market. This has been reported by Javi Miguel, who suggests the Moroccan international is being identified as Plan B. Barcelona were linked with a move for Amrabat during the January transfer window, but the move did not materialize as Fiorentina wanted a mandatory purchase clause in the loan deal. The Blaugrana were not in a position to do so because of La Liga's strict financial fair play regulations. However, with Amrabat's contract at Fiorentina expiring next year, Barca have once again targeted the defensive midfield this summer. The 26-year-old might not be on top of Barca's wish list, but has got a strong profile nonetheless. Amrabat was a part of the Morocco side that reached the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. He has also helped Fiorentina reach the finals of the UEFA Conference League this past season. With over 100 appearances in Serie A, the midfielder does not lack experience at the top level either. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.